Hey, Shalakia, I accidentally cut it off. But as I was saying, you know, imagine you going to work, busting your ass, just to make enough money for that day's meat. Not even for the weeks, for the weeks, for the for to supply you for the whole week, but one day to supply you just for that one day, just enough to get to work and pay for your food. Because you already know gas is going to start skyrocketing. Soon enough, we're going to start seeing gas prices go through the roof. And with that, with gas prices, you know, inflating, going up, you're going to start seeing food go up as well. Because what gets your food to these supermarkets, these local supermarkets? You know, these freight um, delivery, these freight trucks, and they're gonna need diesel, they're gonna need gas. You know, prices going up. Of course, they're gonna have to raise the prices of the product that they're shipping. So once that happens, you know, it's only inevitable. I mean, it's obvious. It's just common sense that everything else is gonna start going up in price. So seeing this, that for this to happen ain't far fetched, man. I mean, it's like it's almost like common knowledge. It's almost like especially now in these days, it's fathomable. I mean, this is nothing outrageous that I'm saying here, or even that the scriptures are saying, because really it's the scriptures that's telling us saying this, right? A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures for barley for a penny. So your what you could usually pay with a day's wage, probably that nowadays can supply for about a week. Well, soon enough, that's only going to supply you for that day. And we're seeing that with the meat, you know, prices going up. That's why they're bringing out this new alternative, plant-based alternative. You know, and even now, like this is other thing that I want to show y'all. Well, another video. It's this one right here.
This hamburger is the most scary thing I've done in my whole.
Now, the video is called. It says Oomph presents the human meat plant-based hamburger, plant-based burger. Now, just watch this video.
Whole life. My name is Ankan. I'm a co-founder of Oomph, and yes, I'm the chef behind the human meat plant-based burger. At Oomph, we actually make cool and delicious plant-based food, and we can make Oomph taste like any meat you can ever imagine. This Halloween, we have challenged ourselves. We have stepped it up. And the most scary thought, we have actually never tasted the real human meat. That's, for me, it's too crazy too. So what we have done, we have researched a lot. I went into my kitchen and started to see how close.
You see, but how does he know how human meat would even taste like if you've never tasted it? Showing you that he's full of shit. You know, they they had to try. They had to have tried human meat in order to know what it tastes like. In order for them to be able to replicate it. So let me continue on.
I could come, and then we have a soy protein, mushrooms, wheat protein, some starch, and some secret spicing that we cannot tell the world. So it's a good burger. I think people are gonna be curious, a little disgusted, and afraid. And that's the whole purpose, right? Hey guys, it's just plant-based. So it's nothing dangerous, but the thought, that's I think people are gonna be uncomfortable with. So we see how much guts they have.
So there you go, man. That's that. That's them trying to. I mean, and you're seeing this. You're seeing this more frequently with the whole cannibalism talk. There was a post that I seen a couple of days ago. One of the brothers shared it, um, talking about how you know, talking about the times, talking about how now's the time whenever you start seeing or something about a dystopian time period, and now's the time because you're starting to hear a lot of talk of cannibalism, and pretty much now it's a good time to talk about it, something like that. Not I don't really know how exactly it goes. I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it. I couldn't find that post, but there it is, man. That human meat. They're trying to push that on the people now, man. They're trying to program your minds, slowly program your minds that it's okay to like human meat, right? I don't know who would even try to eat this, but apparently it's a thing. But that again, this ain't far fetched either. When things get worse, when Jacob's trouble, we're in the heat of it. In Jacob's trouble, there's gonna be a lot of Jake out there that's gonna resort to cannibalism because they have no faith in the Most High. They're gonna lack that faith. They're gonna panic. They're gonna uh 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 just not care. They're gonna do anything to survive, right? And it first starts off with this slowly, working the people, slowly throwing this in the media. Like I say, nowadays you start seeing this more and more, this cannibalism talk. Slowly. Right now they're talking about, famine. There being a famine. Talking about going to talking about reducing the carbon footprint. You know, the price is gonna be rising up for real meat and all this stuff. You're gonna have to resort to buying this fake meat, this plant-based meat. And now they're talking about cannibalism. So soon enough, man, they're gonna start. Soon enough, things are gonna get to the point where people's minds are gonna be so accustomed to thinking like this that it's gonna be easy for them when that day comes for them to resort to cannibalism. Because if it happened now, a lot of people would just starve to death. See, and it goes back to what these elites say, or what's his name, Klaus Schwab. What he said. He said in a video that we gotta prepare for a more violent world, and they're the ones that's manipulating the minds or programming the minds of people through their television. Which was television to television, right? And they're pushing this vision out to the people to believe and to program their minds and to believing like this and to thinking like this. So like I said, this ain't so far fetched. I mean, in the past, we've seen this, you know. So let me get that because there's a part in Jeremiah 19. In Jeremiah chapter 19 and verse 9, it talks about it. It says, "And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend, in the siege and straitness, wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straiten them." Yes, when that time when Jacob's trouble happens, see this happened before, but it's gonna happen again. At a time when you have no food, you have no bread. I mean, like I said, that they're showing you this in the news that hey, a famine is coming, a famine is coming. So when that famine actually hits, then you're gonna start, People gonna start wondering. People gonna start, you know, especially you Jake, man. Jake don't know how to hunt. Jake don't know how to fish. They don't know how to plant no seeds and grow a garden. Jake don't know a damn thing out here, man. So they're gonna resort to a lot of Jake is gonna resort to cannibalism, and not just Jake. I mean, you got Esau, man, who naturally is a damn wild beast. So he's just gonna do it for fun because he's just an animal like that. He's just gonna resort to eating people. They show you that in these movies. This what's it called? The Book of Eli, The Road. You know. So a lot of these things that the scriptures is talking about, a lot of what the news and these how should I say it? This I guess what you see in movies is for telling you is actually true, and the elite know it's true because they look at the scriptures and they know it. The scriptures is true, man. What the prophets is telling you out in the streets, out in the highways and byways, coming through GMS, they're telling you the truth. These things are gonna come to pass. Cannibalism, hunger, starvation, and that's just the beginning. You got all these crazy wild beasts is gonna come out. Newly created beasts is gonna be released. You got these Gurga troops coming, to try to bring order to this chaos that's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna be madness all in one. It's gonna be complete chaos. Just watch that movie, The Purge. It's gonna be just like that, but worse. I don't think these movies are gonna be able to portray how bad it's gonna get here in America. But like I said, no, this whole cannibalism thing, it ain't far fetched, man. There's already talk about it. So there ain't much. There ain't much. How should I say it? Pretty much what I'm trying to say is there ain't nothing really. Salaki, I lost my train of thought. I was trying to think of another video I wanted to put up, but I can't think of how it goes. But anyway, let me bring this other precept out. It's in Second Ezra's 15 and 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation." See, for lack of bread and great tribulation. It's not just going to be lack of bread. It's not just going to be famine that's going to be out here, man. It's going to be all kinds of tribulation, all kinds of madness, all kinds of chaotic scenarios that's going to take place here in America, man. But for this topic's sake, we're talking about the lack of bread. We're talking about famine. We're talking about this whole fake foods. We're talking about cannibalism. So when this day comes, man, when there's no bread, there's no food, there's nothing, people gonna start breaking into people's houses, stealing what they got, and it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna gradually start getting worse and worse to the point where people are going to just start hunting people down. You know, like in the book of I mean not the book of Eli, but yeah, the book of Eli too. But in the road, if when you watch that movie, there's a scene when the man and his son go into this one house and they go into like this like basement and they have, and these people that own that house or that live in that house, they have, I guess, I guess they kidnapped a bunch of people and put them under in that basement and have them trapped in there, and they use them as meat. They keep them alive. They cut off a member of their body, and they keep them alive so they can keep that meat fresh. And that's exactly what you're gonna start seeing in these days that's coming. I said it's gonna start off with just breaking into people's houses and taking their canned foods and this and that, taking their clothing, whatever they got, whatever is valuable in those days. Water, you know. But soon enough, it's gonna come to a point where they're gonna start taking you in order for them to eat. You're seeing already uh, uh, a temperature rise. You know, this summer has been like the hottest summer. It's just constantly been at a high temperature. I mean, you're constantly seeing high temperatures. A lot of these farms ain't really growing because such high temperatures. Droughts. So prophecy is taking place, man, and soon enough, like I said, whether y'all believe it or not, this is gonna happen. Like it says, what if some did not believe, right? What if some did not believe? Let me get that. This is Romans 3:3. It says, for what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? God forbid. It says, yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. So pretty much the point is, even if you don't believe, this things is still gonna take place. This things is still gonna happen. Prophecy is gonna be fulfilled. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can say that can make the Most High's word null and void. All it shows that you're just in denial, and you're gonna end up like one of those uh uh unbelievers, man. What does it say? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I believe it's in Second Ezra 15 as well, but I'm not really sure. Now, what the hell? Salakia. But anyway, pretty much saying, so let the unfaithful die in their unfaithfulness. So you're gonna die, man. Oh, let me get this too. I forgot what I was saying on the unfaithful. Let's see. Or unbelieving. Right here. Revelation 21 and verse 8 it says, "But the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death." You see? The key word right there, the unbelieving. They're going to take part of that second death. That lake of fire, which is going to be here in America when it gets nuked. So many millions of missiles is going to hit here in America, and this place is going to be completely decimated. It's going to be a lake of fire. I mean, you could just imagine the earth, here in America, all the earth being broken up through all the missiles, bombing down on it. That lava starts to spurt out. This is going to be like a literal lake of fire. Hey, but like I said, these things are coming, man. Famine, tribulation. We're still, like I said, like these elite, they're programming everybody. They're getting people, their minds ready to think of these things. The same thing happened with the whole thing with the the demic, right? They started telling people years before it happened that there's gonna be something that's gonna take place that's gonna, you know, uh, uh, gonna cause a lot of deaths and yada yada yada. And look what happened. And things coming out showing that, hey, it was the government that had a role in releasing this shit into the public. So all this shit is taking place for Esau to forward his agenda. Programming people um to eat plant-based foods and eat others fake shit is in order for them to start wiping people off, start having you dependent on them, reducing the carbon footprint. All this, all it's all part of their agenda, man. So anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. I hope this lesson was edifying. I'm gonna finish off by saying, Kah halayim la, halahayana wa Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and salutation to the Akim out there pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom.